What's up, YouTube? Today I'm here with my friend Owen from Cage Chronicles MMA. We are building UFC events. We've built 5 events coming up in 2026, and I'm going to take it away with mine. Let me share my screen. Put this in a slideshow. Hopefully y'all can see this too. I hope. So these are my 2025 UFC cards starting. We're going to go back and forth here, so this is my first one. London, March 21st. My main event, Bilal Muhammad versus Kamaru Usman. There's a lot of beef between these two gentlemen, and it needs to be solved. People are trying to push Kamaru Usman for a title shot, which isn't deserved. He just came off a 3-fight losing streak by getting a win over Joaquin Buckley. He's 1-3 in his last 4, and he needs another fight. Who else than a guy who's on a losing skid? He's 0-2. Bilal Muhammad, they have beef. This is going to be a great grappling fight. And what does Kamaru Usman do when he fights another grappler? He brings a fucking scrap. Every time he fought Colby Covington, it was a scrap. When he fought Masvidal, it was a scrap. He scraps out with these grapplers, and I want to see him scrap out with Bilal. Next, co-main event. I have Lerone Murphy versus Movsar Evloev. 2 guys who are both undefeated. They both have beef because Lerone is claiming he's knocked out Movsar in training and posted a very blurry picture. You can't really tell. I want to see these two clash. I want to see it. If Lerone wins, it proves him as a contender. It proves him as a real championship-worthy guy. And if Movsar wins, we get a year before he fights for the title because this guy just sits on his ass. Genuinely. I just want to see it happen. He's been the number 1 contender forever, and when's the last time he fought? Aljamain Sterling, over a year ago. The guy he beat a handful of years ago, has already fought for the title and is about to do it again because he doesn't sit on his ass like Evloev. I want to see these two clash. My feature fight, I have Pavlovich versus... I forgot his name. How did I forget his name?
Ante Deja.
Yes, Ante Delija. Ante Delija only has 3 fights in heavyweight, he has 2, and he's 1-1, and he's somehow ranked number 9. Pavlovich is that guy. He's just kind of resurging out of his losing streak, and these are just 2 heavyweights that I want to see clash. I want to see, a bloody war on the UFC London card, and I think these heavyweights are going to give it to us. Pavlovich is a brawler of a heavyweight, and that's my UFC London card. My main event, co-main event, and feature fight. Now let's see what Owen, the cousin of Lucas Tracy MMA, Owen Tracy. Let's see what his is. Oh, I stopped sharing. There we go.
Wait. Oh, fuck.
Kind of saw my next card. Fuck.
I didn't see it. I literally did not see it. All right. Here we go.
Hey!
I'm going to start talking about this. Oh, wait. Is my camera off? Shit. Can you see me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about it right now. UFC London, March 21st main event. Movsar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy. I mean, same reasons. They got beef. I don't really know. Movsar Evloev is a guy who just sits on his ass, as Andrew said. This guy's kind of a fucking bum. He's a Dagestanian crotch sniffer. He almost lost a fucking Aljo. Yeah.
I can see myself on your screen. Can you
Oh, fuck. Get this shit out of here.
Let's go.
Anyways, then you got Lerone Murphy, just absolutely brutally KO'd Aaron Pico, sent his ass back to the Shadow Realm. He literally, Andrew, pop up a picture of his face on the canvas right now on the screen. That's what he looked like. This is a good fight, I think that this goes Lerone Murphy's way because, Movsar almost lost to fucking Aljamain Sterling by crotch sniffing, specifically. So, great fight here. In my co-main event, MVP versus Paulo Costa. MVP wants to fight on this card extremely badly, but he is just not good enough to fight Israel Adesanya. Paulo Costa, he's a guy who beat Roman Kopylov at UFC 318, but nothing has really came out, and he said he had fight news the other day. I think this is the fight that's going to happen there. I think MVP gets it done by running the distance, emoting on the whole entire fight, and fucking dunking on people. I don't really understand what he does, but it's going to work.
Paulo Costa is going to enter his villain arc after seeing Tracy Cortez and Alex Pereira.
So, yeah, we're going to go into my feature fight. I think this already got confirmed, but I don't know. Christian Leroy Duncan versus Roman Dolidze. Hey, Roman Dolidze finally made it out of the fucking Apex. This guy is literally the Apex fucking warrior, and he is going to get KO'd by Christian Leroy Duncan in brutal fashion. It's going to be bad, and I'm fully well aware of that. So yeah, Roman Dolidze versus Christian Leroy Duncan. It's going to be an interesting fight. I think this will be the feature fight, if not the main card opener. But for right now, this is what I have. So yeah, Andrew, you go to your UFC Seattle card. Let me
Peak.
stop share. There you go.
For me, my UFC Seattle, March 28th, I got a main event. I have Rafael Fiziev versus Dan Hooker. Rafael Fiziev and Dan Hooker are both scheduled to fight, I think, on UFC 325. No. Is that what's
Yeah.
coming up? January?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
They're both scheduled to fight at 325. I think this would be an amazing, it's a decent amount of time awaits in March versus January. It's 3 months of recovery. January, February, March, yeah. I think if they both lose, it's a good matchup. If one of them loses and one of them wins, it's a good matchup. It just depends on the damage that they take in both these fights. These guys are very, Rafael Fiziev has had really great scraps with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker is a fight that I'm so mad we lost out on. That would have been a fucking amazing fight. And this is another fight that is going to be a classic. It's going to be another classic like Gaethje versus Poirier or Gaethje versus Ferguson. I'm blanking. It's going to be a classic scrap. It's going to be a brawler fight. Next, I have Yusuf Zalal. That's not Yusuf Zalal. That's
Ayman Zahabi.
Ayman Zahabi. That's Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani versus Peyton Talbot. There's no real reason for this fight. I just think the vibes Peyton Talbot gives, as a former resident of Seattle, I think the vibe Peyton Talbot gives resonates with a lot of people from Washington. He's just kind of like a young, edgy, kind of out there kind of guy. He's a little fruity. A lot of people from Washington are a little fruity. I think he kind of resonates with that crowd, especially beating Cejudo, who fought on UFC Seattle last year and didn't have the performance we all wanted him to have against Song Yadong. I think he goes out there and he avenges Cejudo, UFC Seattle. And then I have Tagir versus... Fuck! He just became ranked.
Lonnie Kavanaugh.
Lavi Kavanaugh. He just got a win, actually, and Tagir is on a losing streak after getting humiliated. The one Dagestani that I can always bet on losing because this guy fucking sucks. Look at his face. This is going to be a great fight if this does happen. It's just kind of a scrapper. It kind of proves that Kavanaugh can hang out in the bantamweight division, flyweight division. No, featherweight.
Flyweight, another flyweight.
They're flyweight? Dude, am I fucking on a Percocet 30 right now? Because he just became ranked from not being ranked. So this kind of proves that he can kind of hang out here. And then it also gets Tagir out the rankings. Yeah, I just kind of threw this together. This is not a single person in any rankings is from Seattle. So my hair kind of looks peak right now, I'm not going to lie. All right, that's my UFC Seattle. Take it away, Owen Tracy, the cousin of Lucas Tracy MMA.
Okay, wait. All right. Let me get this screen going. All right. In the main event of UFC Seattle on March 28th, I will be there live in attendance. I believe Dricus du Plessis, they do not know what us South Africans know. Fucking du Plessis is going to fight Brendan Allen. Did he just win in a main event that RDR just sat on a stool and quit? Yeah. Does this fucking make sense? Yeah. Because everybody else has fight books right now. Dricus is kind of in a weird spot, but he just got absolutely butt molested by fucking Hamzat, Cumshot, whatever. Chimaev.
Hey, not this Hamzat. Hamzat's tough.
Hamzat just dominated this guy for 25 minutes, had him in a crucifix, was pounding his head in. They both say they want to fight at the end of the March. I don't see them fighting in Miami, to be honest, because Trickus is not a guy who's going to fight on a co-main or a feature fight or anything like that. So I see this happening. I think DDP does get it done. I saw Brendan Allen fight there last year against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. And if Fluffy wouldn't have gotten booked against Strickland, that would have been my main event. I think this, no matter what, the main event will be a middleweight fight. So let's move on to the co-main. In my co-main, I have Steve Garcia versus Yusuf Zalal. I don't know why this is going to happen, but it's going to happen. Yusuf Zalal, a guy
I'm
who
pretty
just
sure they're
moved
already
on.
booked.
No, neither of them were booked.
What?
Yeah, neither Yusuf Zalal or Steve Garcia is booked. I think they might have called each other out. I might be wrong about that. Steve Garcia versus, and Yusuf Zalal has been able to show that he can, grapple with strikers. Just submitted Josh Emmett at UFC 320. Steve Garcia is a guy, man. He's a guy that a lot of people talk about, and he just KO'd David Onama. Sure, it might have been David Onama, and you're thinking, okay, it's David Onama, but hey, still, I don't know who would win this fight. This is a fight that I think the fans can, grapple 50-50 over. So yeah, I think this is a fight that is going to happen in the co-main event. So we'll see if I'm right. In my feature fight, Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott is a fight that Gilbert Burns, he cannot fight anybody in the top 15. And he was talking with, I think, Neon or someone. He said his next fight is against Mike Malott. He's not booked on any of the cards. And maybe this is the main event March 7th in the Apex. That would be a really shitty main event. So I really hope not. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't want to see Gilbert Burns in the Apex anymore. I'd rather see him get KO'd live because I think Mike Malott is going to KO Gilbert Burns in the feature fight at UFC Seattle. So yeah, I think this card is going to be good, and I will be there live. So I'm pretty fucking hyped. And that's all I got for UFC Seattle. Now we move on to the April pay-per-view. Andrew, take it away.
April. Let's see what I got going on in April. This is a numbered event, UFC 327 in Miami, Florida. This is Pantoja versus Van rematch. Van got the belt off Pantoja from Pantoja kicking. Van caught the kick, and Pantoja fell, and it looked like he dislocated his elbow. I don't know if anything has been confirmed. People are saying it was shoulder, it was his elbow. People say his arm broke. There are videos resurfacing of him back in training and sparring. So I want to say Miami, that's 5 months from their original fight. This gives him enough time to heal, maybe be back into it, get ready for a fight camp, and go and challenge Van to get his belt back. Next, I have Carlos Prates versus Bilal. This is the second person I have fighting Bilal. I matched Bilal twice.
Yeah.
I just want to see Bilal get his ass kicked. I just want to see Bilal's fucking eye just fall out of its socket, bro. Carlos Prates just got a win over Neil Magny, who I have match made right here. And that's Joff Neal.
That's
Dude, they're the same fucking person, bro. Joff Neal and Neil Magny look the exact same. If you really look at them, they're the exact same person. But he just got a win. He kind of is he just got a win over Leon Edwards too. Bilal beat Leon. Leon was out grappling Carlos Prates. This is the main reason why I put this on here. Carlos Prates was getting out grappled by Leon Edwards. Bilal Muhammad out grappled Leon Edwards and dominated him. I want to see how that works. Does Carlos Prates do what Ian Gary couldn't? What Leon Edwards couldn't? Do what Jack Della Maddalena couldn't and put him out? Or does he get grappled by Bilal? Does Bilal kind of refeel himself, get back into the grappling? Do we get another spinning elbow KO? That would please bless me with that, bro. I want to see Bilal get spinning elbow KO'd so bad. I hate Bilal. Just joking. Love you, Bilal. Then the feature fight, I have Joff Neal versus Colby Covington. Colby Covington loves fighting in Miami. What else does he love more than that? Sitting on his ass. He's been sitting on his ass forever. Since I think he lost to Joaquin Buckley. And I'm pretty sure that fight was in Miami. So let's see, they're both at the bottom of the rankings. Let's see which unk can still hang. Which unk is going to bang. And whoever loses retires, gets out of the rankings. If Colby Covington loses this, he's done. They're going to cut him. He's going to retire. He's done. Unless he talks his way back into, top contention. if Joff Neal does it, Unk is done. Back to the Apex. Back to the prelims. Yeah, I think this is. I kind of realized that this was a numbered event halfway into making it, or else I would not have had this as the feature fight. But yeah, I think this would be a good Miami card. You know, they pop out for Van, probably gonna lose to Pantoja in the rematch because he kind of fluked his way to a win. They get to see Bilal get smoked, and they get to see two Unks duke it out. That's it. It's Owen's turn. Mine are kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. Neil Magny and Joff Neal are the same person. I'm gonna make that my next YouTube video. Conspiracy theory.
All right, can you see my screen?
Holy shit, this is a good ass fight.
Okay, let's talk about it right now. What I think is going to happen at UFC 327. Dana White's going to hop on Instagram Live. Hey, fight fans!
Your camera's off.
Oh, my camera's off? How the fuck? Is it back on?
Yeah, but I'm still on your screen.
Okay, wait. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
can you see me?
yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about it. You know, I think Dana White's going to hop on Instagram Live. Hey, fight fans! Fuck. My company is coming to a crippling end. Go watch Power Slap. Hey, Alex Burr is vacating the belt and going to heavyweight because fucking Tom Aspinall. I can't fucking see. He poked me in my fucking eye. So I think that they're gonna fight at the White House, but this is a fight that I actually do see happening. I think Yuri Prohaska, two crazy guys, they come to my village and they're going to see something. I am coming. Is gonna fight Carlos Olberg for the vacant light heavyweight strap. And this fight is going to be a fucking banger. I don't even know, to be honest, because I don't think I can count Yuri Prohaska out after he just absolutely brutalized Khalil Roundtree, who was beating his ass. But Carlos Holberg did also just fucking slump Dominic Reyes, who is, you know, a respectable opponent. So that's my main event. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, for the co-main, and this is going to, you know, looking at Andrew's card, looking at my card, and be like, what the fuck? I don't think Pantoja is going to be back. I don't know why. I just don't think he's going to be back. I think the UFC wants this fight to happen because I think they know Joshua Van's going to lose to Pantoja. I think Manel Kopp with his weird ass call out is going to work. Joshua Van, I'm going to change your diapers, and I'm your daddy. That's what's going to happen. He's going to do it again, and Joshua Van is going to absolutely fucking sleep this guy. Manel Kopp is an Apex warrior, okay? Let's get that straight. Joshua Van, a true contender. And I think Manel Kopp is going to lose by KO in the second round.
Who finished Brandon Royval in the first round?
That is true. That is true. Manel Kopp, who know? Actually, you know what? That's a good point. I don't know. Manel Kopp, are you going to win? I don't know. That call out was weak as shit, though. So let's try again next time. These guys were fucking proposed to fight at UFC Houston. But I don't understand why that would ever happen. Just stupid, guys. Let's be smart here. Joshua Van did say he wanted to, though, so who knows? Maybe we'll get at it. But I think that's what the co-main is going to be. In my feature fight, I don't know why I see this happening, and this is going to be a thing of this video. I think welterweight, what I think will happen, Kamaru Usman's going to get the shot because Ali Abdulaziz is going to fucking, you know, mangle his way to get money for both him and Islam to fight in Riyadh or some shit in July is what I'm thinking for that. And, you know, Islam's going to destroy him. Knees of Doom, Kamaru Usman is not winning. So I see this happening. Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates. They both actually called each other out today. This is a fun fight. No matter who wins, it propels the division forward. And I think that, you know, Carlos Prates is a guy that could KO Jack Della Maddalena, or Jack Della Maddalena could piece him up. I don't fucking know. Or is he going to pull out the Aussie wrestling? Who knows? Because
Clearly have no wrestling, brother.
Australia, you know, with Carlos, man, he lost to fucking Ian Gary by getting wrestle fucked. So that's all I have for this card. I think this is going to be one of the best cards of the year. Now it's time for things to get weird and get to the Apex cards. Andrew, I will let you take that away.
Peak. I'm gonna keep you on your toes. This card is phenomenal. I have a true Apex warrior. He's fought not Apex, but Fight Night warrior. He's fought on 3 fight nights in a row. Lost one of them. Wait, no, not 3, 2. This would be his second row. But this guy's a Fight Night demon. I have Brandon Royval versus Silva for the main event. Random Apex War, April 25th. Brandon Royval lost to Joshua Van, while Joshua Van was, I think, the number 12 ranked contender. Silva is now, I think he's number 13. Let's get Brandon Royval out these ranks, yeah? Let's get him out. Let's get him out the rankings. No? Okay.
Yes.
Unk fight.
Yes.
Co-main event. Unks. Michael Chandler versus Beneil Dariush. We just saw Beneil Dariush get brutally KO'd in probably the weirdest way, coming out of a clinch by Benoit Saint Denis. Coming out that clinch, Benoit, boom, big ol' ran. He went face first into the fucking canvas. Who else did Michael Chandler send face first into the fucking canvas? Tony Ferguson with that front up kick to the chin. I got Michael Chandler. I'll always root for Michael Chandler. This is going to be Battle of the Youngs. I think Michael Chandler is actually older than Beneil, and I want to see this fucking fight bad. I think this would be a very entertaining fight, both with the grappling but the awkward striking that these two guys both possess. Next, I got Josh Emmett versus what's his name?
Kevin Vallejos.
Kevin Vallejos. This guy just also became ranked from not being ranked. So I think Josh Emmett, on his losing skid, it's his job as the unk of the division to give Kevin Vallejos the chance to prove himself for being ranked. He just became ranked. And I think this is his way to prove that he deserves to be in the rankings. By beating Josh the Unk Emmett. Can he overcome Josh's right hand? Can he overcome the wrestling? Can he overcome the pace and the pressure? Can he show that he can be in this division? It's very hard. Josh Emmett got dominated by Ilia Topuria, but he also stood in there. He didn't get finished. He didn't, he went the full pace with Ilia. Josh Emmett beat Bryce Mitchell, who also, he didn't go the full pace with Ilia, but was, giving Ilia some trouble, testing Ilia a little bit. Josh Emmett's been a guy who's given guys some crazy tests and stuck around and has put on a great pace and taken great punishment. And I think if Kevin Vallejos can show, even Lerone Murphy, he was giving Lerone Murphy a little test. I think if Kevin Vallejos can truly show that he is able to be in here, then he's able to be in. He deserves to be in the ranks. That's kind of what I put him in here. Is to prove himself for being ranked. Oh, and it's your turn.
Oh.
Did I just reveal my next slide?
Yeah, a little bit, but
Fuck.
Okay. Here we go. Can you see my camera is the main question. Yes, no.
No.
Andrew made this fight for Seattle, and it low-key makes a little bit more sense there. But what's better than UFC Apex Payne Talbot? Maybe we can see a Frank Ocean sighting in the crowd. Who fucking knows? Against Ayman Zahabi, who, low-key, just crawl and ran to a win over Cheeto Vera in Vancouver. It was not that impressive, to be honest. And he got dropped hella bad. And against Jose Aldo, again, also got dropped. And then almost got soccer kicked in the fucking face by Jose Aldo. This motherfucker ran and tried to kick this guy in the head. So I low-key think this is prime time for Payne Talbot. First main event for him. I think this is a KO. I think Payne Talbot, is going to sit in there and do some weird shit, do the weird anime fucking materialistic shit he's done before, and get a KO over Ayman Zahabi. In the co-main, this is literally the most UFC Apex fight of all entire time. Joe Pyfer versus Gregory Rodriguez. Joe bodybags Pyfer. In the co-main, this is tough. Because no matter what, somebody's getting chinned. Both of these guys could get chinned. Because, first off, let's talk. Joe Pyfer absolutely dominated the midget Kevin Gastelum. It was fucking hilarious. It was like he stole his gold because Kevin Gastelum was a little fat leprechaun. Um, and he just beat his ass. So I think that that's going to be what goes on here. And then, let's talk Gregory Rodriguez. Just KO'd Jack Hermanson brutally. And then he just fought someone else. I low key am forgetting because it was probably a snooze fest. Um, yeah, this is a good fight. One of them will get chinned. He also lost to Unk Jared Cannonier the last time he was in the Apex. So maybe we can see another Joe Piper body bags Piper KO. To my feature fight, this is also another fucking Apex fight, and you might be looking and be like, who in the actual fuck are these guys? Well, let me fucking tell you. Ion Kutalabe and fucking Rodolfo Bellato. Look up Rodolfo Bellato, and at UFC Atlanta, this guy got front kicked in the face by Paul Craig and then acted like he was knocked out and he was completely awake. It's quite funny. And please, if you can, pull up the fucking picture of his face on the screen. One of the worst moments I've ever seen. I think it's Kutalabe, who, just lost to Modestus Buskauskas at UFC 315. Perfect layoff, perfect Apex fight. This guy's, he's pretty good. This would be a weird one. Probably going to go to a decision. The fans are going to fall asleep, but I mean, you're watching an Apex fight night, so what are you fucking thinking? So, yeah, that's what I have. And now for the last one to Andrew.
I've got Derek Lewis versus Shamil Gaziev in the main event at my personal, where I made up this location, Vancouver, Canada. Derek Lewis versus Shamil the Blob Gaziev. Gaziev just got KO'd by Waldo Cortez Acosta. Derek Lewis is about to fight Waldo Cortez Acosta. And I know Derek Lewis is going to win, but if he doesn't win, let's book him against Shamil Gaziev. 2 Cortez Acosta victims. Fresh matchup for both these gentlemen. And it is going to be an absolute war. Probably not. It's probably going to be a decision. Both these guys are probably going to be gassed by the end of round 1. But whatever. Gaziev is going to get gassed on his walkout to the octagon. Derek Lewis is going to get gassed during the fucking announcements in the octagon. And fighting out of the red corner, Derek Lewis. I don't know. This is going to be an absolute banger. I want to see this fight. It's going to be a great fight. Derek Lewis, he's going to get the fucking win. Am I right? Am I right?
Yay!
Yes. Yes, Derek Lewis for the win. Then I have Patricio Pitbull versus
Steve Garcia.
Steve Garcia. Pitbull just needs to fight. Pitbull just got to win. Both these guys actually just got wins. And they don't have anything booked. So why not just pin them together? Pitbull is 1-1 in the UFC. And Steve Garcia, I think is 19-5 is his overall record. And he just got a win in his last fight. These guys are both at the bottom of the rankings of their division. Just pin them together, call it a day, give Pitbull a win. I think this is an easy win for Pitbull. I think his experience, his talent outweighs Steve Garcia's. I watched his last fight, and I'm going to say, I think comparative to Patricio Pitbull, maybe not. Pitbull could barely beat Yair Rodriguez. I don't know. I think Pitbull takes this. I think Pitbull takes this. It's just a throw. It's just a fight to throw together. None of them are booked. Make a fight. This fight of the year. Chi Wee Wees versus Richie. These 2 women have not fight. These are 2 of the baddest women on the planet, and I ain't just talking about fighting skill. I'm talking. Whoo! These 2 women are going to clash, and these 2 women are going to clash hard. Not really. It's going to be a boring decision. It's going to be a jab fest. But what do the Canadians deserve? You've given us 1 good fighter, or 1.5 good fighters. You gave us Rory McDonald and GSP. Y'all get a boring feature fight of these 2 women going at it. I don't know. I just kind of threw this together. I didn't have a single women's fight on any of these. I thought, why not put a women's fight on here? And yeah, so I have these 2 ladies going at it in the feature fight in Canada. I think it also boosts the division. Verna, I think is her name, just lost the title shot to Mackenzie Dern. And that was actually pretty entertaining for a women's title fight. You know, when I think women's title fight entertainment, I think Shevchenko and Wei Lee. I don't think Mackenzie Dern. And Mackenzie Dern gave us a pretty entertaining fight with just constant throwing punches off bottom. Yeah, that's my random fight night that I made in Vancouver, Canada.
All right, time to end out the video strong. Let's do this. Okay, I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Or
Yes,
can you see
sir.
me? You can see
No,
me?
no.
Okay, well, you're coming back in the corner. Here we go. April 25th. I believe that this fight is going to happen. I don't know why it's going to happen, but it's going to happen in Los Angeles. Crypto.com Arena. It's going to be packed out. Also, could be a pay-per-view spot. I don't know, but we're going to do this for fun. Ian Gary versus Michael Morales. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything to me. You're still watching. And that's what Ian Gary's going to say to Michael Morales as he gets fucking brutally KO'd. Because this guy got absolutely fucking mashed almost by Carlos Prates at the end of the round. A gas Carlos Prates almost KO'd Ian Gary. Put on a decent fight with Joaquin Buckley, but this guy, or not Joaquin Buckley, Bilal Muhammad. This guy's not getting a title shot. I'm sorry, Ian Gary. Beating Bilal Decision Muhammad does not get you a title shot, unfortunately. So Mike Morales is going to KO him, get the next title shot, and go dress up as a woman for New Year's because that's what he likes to do after he wins. All right, for co-main, I have Bogdan Guskov versus Azamat Mirzakhanov.
My
Okay,
heavyweight Shamil Gaziev, bro.
literally a blob. This is the lightest.
Versus Anthony Smith 2.0.
We have Bogdan Guskov. He just went to a draw with Jan Blachowicz. Azamat Mirzakhanov just fucking murdered Rockets, sent him back to the Apex in a fight for, who's getting sent back to the Apex. And Guskov and Mirzakhanov are going to have a blob fest in Los Angeles. It's going to be hyped. The smoke's going to be coming down, if you remember that last year. And Bogdan Guskov's going to walk in there. Give me Khalil Roundtree. That's what's going to happen. And then he's going to get KO'd by Khalil Roundtree. No matter what, whoever wins this fight fights Khalil Roundtree in the Apex later in the year. So have fun to either of these guys. For my final fight of the video, my featured fight, Amir Obazi versus
You
Steve
stop screen
Ursay.
sharing.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This video is a shit show.
This video, it ended anyway. We could like low key film another after this if you wanted, and then better to fucking do. Amir Albazi versus Steve Ursay. I'm just beat Pantasia, if I'm being honest. That's what's gonna happen. Is Amir Albazi is a bum, and he got absolutely pieced up by Brandon fucking Moreno. So I see this fight happening for the Los Angeles fans. Steve Ursay is gonna walk in there, somehow KO Amir Albazi, put himself back in title contention, fight Brandon Moreno again and get absolutely fucked. Or actually, no, Tatsuya Taira. That's what's going to happen. They're going to fight because they don't like Tatsuya Taira because he's Asian. The UFC doesn't fuck with him for that reason specifically. So yeah, that is what I think is going to happen. This card is going to be fucking banging in Los Angeles. So yeah, that is my card.
I was actually gonna matchmake Ursek in a rematch against Roy Val, but then I was like, nah, Ursek needs a layup. He's been kind of screwed over in his career.
Right.
You know, I was gonna matchmake JDM against one of two people that I thought would have been great fights for JDM. Or actually, all three of these fights of these fighters, depending on what order they fought each other, would be peak. And that was Shavkat Rakhmonov if he were to have fought in JDM or Michael Morales, or if Shavkat were to have fought in Michael Morales or JDM, or vice versa. All three of them, I think all three of those, no matter how they match up, would be great. You could even throw Carlos Prates into that mix. All four of those fighters would be great, depending on how they fight. Even if they fought in a bracket type of style, winner fights the loser, loser fights the winner, winners fight the winners. I think those four fighters, especially at the top, dude, the welterweight top of the division is stacked. You have, what, two undefeated 3 undefeated prospects: Ian Gary, Michael Morales, Shavkat. No, Shavkat lost to Gary. So
No,
2.
Shavkat beat Gary.
Shavkat beat Gary. You're right. So
Yeah.
2. So Gary. So it's Shavkat and Morales. And then you have Prates bringing himself back into the mix. You've got Usman's not in the mix. I don't give a fuck about anyone. What did Ali say? He's black. All right, I'm gonna end the video. That was the video. Tell me what y'all think about our cards. I'm sorry I kind of sound like a casual in this video. I low-key forgot the names of the people I picked because I blanked. I had a busy day at work. I blanked on a lot of them. Yeah. Whose did y'all like better? My fight cards or Owen from Cage Chronicles MMA? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Owen, plug yourself if you'd like.
Go check out Cage Chronicles, man. Me and Andrew do good work on there, doing interviews, interviewing UFC fighters. We're gonna do some fight opinions soon. It's gonna be dope, and we're gonna continue to make videos together. So it's gonna be fucking fire. Check both of us out. Hit this fucking subscribe button. Stop being a pussy, and let's fucking get it in 2026.
Bye.